This project is another story about designing in timber, full of hope, and then going through that process, which we are on a knife's edge for maybe a year, doing 2 sets of drawings in order to satisfy everybody that it should be done in CLT. So that familiar Pink Floyd album cover is actually the site, Battersea Power Station. And here the developer Treasury went bust, just like I think there have been 7 master plans since Thatcher sold this building, the last coal-burning central London power station. In the 70s, it's been a ruin ever since, and only now successfully redeveloped. It's a very large development that is now controlled by Setia from Kuala Lumpur. So we submitted this competition entry. So the brick is the power station, and the glass is Ian Simpson's glass apartments, concrete and all glass concrete frame apartments, and the little matchbox approach there is DRMM's CLT 10-story high-rise idea, with again a very modular construction concept and the expression of which relies on simply shifting things around within that. Despite the high degree of repetition and simplicity that we really designed into the layouts from day one, and the happiness that it was received with real enthusiasm at the beginning, it didn't survive the process of the transfer of the entire site and planning permission from one owner to the next. So it's now being built. It will look exactly like this, but it won't be the same all the way through its body. Just to finish, we're working with Arabs down at the Sky campus. Sky BSB TV are making changes and redeveloping their campus in West London. We're working with several other architects on different buildings, but this being an example of an attempt to persuade them that CLT could be used in many different building types. So it's not just something for residential or education. You know, we've made proposals for car parks, we've made proposals for sports facilities, for data storage buildings, all kinds. I mean, and the same message of lighter, faster, no wet trades, no pollution. You know, the messages are all about buildability and environmental smartness, if you like. But the aesthetic prejudice against timber is rooted in everybody's psyche before you've even started the conversation. And I think work has to be done, I think, to invert that paradigm. However, we've built the health centre there, recently finished. It's a simple building, but I'm quite pleased with the fact that it demonstrates very clearly that anything that is routinely built in precast or steel can be done in engineered timber. So it represents a very fast, simple, technically innovative project, and in a way it embodies all of the tenets that I gave many years ago. I gave Seamus and Darryl from Lend-Lease back in London vis-a-vis the Athletes' Village. And so just to reiterate those, so first being sustainability, obviously carbon negative or positive, whichever way you want to explain hoarding of carbon. Speed, third precision. I mean, CNC prefabricated accuracy is second to none. I mean, it's far better than other materials that anyone who's built, say, a concrete core knows that by the time you get to even the top of a slip cast, it's going to be way out compared to engineered timber. Quality control is obviously a factory process. It's lighter, less foundations. Transport, storage, efficiency, flat pack sizes. Just-in-time delivery means no site storage. It's continuous structure. It has integral bracing. It doesn't rely on joints. It doesn't rely on sophisticated joints that frames require. It's dry. It's clean. It's non-toxic. It's simple. You don't need specialized personnel to assemble a CLT building per se. You just need to know how. You might even capitalize in the future on all of those out of work steel workers, because it's the same skills anyway. It's just craneage. You can fix anywhere to the surface, and you can cut anywhere to the surface. It's builder and DIY friendly. You can chase services in on site, or you can organize it prior to be integrated through CNC routing. It's flexible. You can change it. The structure is the finish. There's no following on trades necessary, depending on what kind of architecture you're trying to make. It is strong and durable finish, but it can be repaired. If it gets damaged, you can repair it. It's warm, it has its own thermal properties, less insulation needed. It's interesting, it's tactile, it's sophisticated material. The surface, you know, how many times have you seen someone go up and touch a concrete building, you know, because they're just somehow drawn to it? It's non-allergenic, it's safe, you know, it's healthy. It has intrinsic color, which can be changed quite simply. It's compatible with other materials. It has to be, you know, we need steel connections, but it works very well with steel. It works very well with concrete. But it's way more sexy than steel or concrete. I think that's a really important one to remember. That's why people like it ultimately. People like wood. And I think there's two types of people in the world. There's those who think there are two types of people in the world, and those who don't. Actually, there's those who want to change it for the better, for everyone, you know, like trees do, and those who can't be bothered. So these fantastic Australian trees, which I didn't know the name of them, but I was seriously impressed by them, even coming in over Perth. The taxi driver told me they were called the sticky mess of leaves on your car tree. The great sticky mess tree, but I know now, I'm better advised that it's the actually I've forgotten it. It's the thank you. Jacaranda, not named after the Irish settler. So I'm naming this the long and bumpy road. And you know what that is because you're in the construction industry and you know what's ahead of you in terms of making this paradigm change. So this represents Australia's possibly beautiful future. Thank you for listening.